Hey, what's happening, audience? I'm gonna make a chill, lazy video. Lazy vlog, as they call them in America. Yo. Oh, man. Again, I like to clarify a few things. And what I want to clarify is this: what is wrong with yoga and what is wrong with New Age and other belief systems? Because there's a side of it when you look at it and it makes you cringe and you think, like, Jesus Christ, like, what a bunch of delusional muppets. Like, what the fuck are they doing? What are they trying to get? So there's that side. um and then, of course, another side, when when something starts happening to you on the seemingly unexplainable level, some changes are taking place emotionally, spiritually, whatever we want to call it. When they start happening, then you can kind of become quite curious, or what the fuck is happening with you. So then you have those two sides: something that is real, and there's something that is a belief system. Like I always say, belief in God is not God. Belief in chakras are not chakras. And so we have this discrepancy of delusion and delusion. I mean, everything is an illusion, but illusion is not a bad thing. Illusion is the reality. Delusion is denying the reality. Or in this case, for example, what's wrong with yoga? So I think that it's one fundamental. It's always like this, It's always like this. There's two directions in life. One is authentic, and another one is delusional. Or one is the soul desire, another one is ego tantrum. One is a coping mechanism, and another one is facing life. It's always two directions in life. Whether you're gonna grow your ego or you're gonna grow your soul. That shit exists. Look at my ding. I look like this. I look like I'm selling real estate or something. Ding. Anyway, what was I talking about? Ah, yeah, about interesting stuff. Oh, just don't get distracted too much with my shiny teeth, okay? Like I did. Now what we're gonna do? Damn. Ah, I need my podcast assistant to tell me what was I talking about. But I think we're gonna get there. Ah, yes. Two directions in life, right? And so one is kind of cringy, and you can see that it's kind of pretentious, and another one is like real. You can see that that's happening. So there's like almost with everything is like that. Um, with religions, with New Age and yoga. So I just want to clarify something. Example: there's this idea, right? They have all this information about chakras, yoga, blah 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 blah. And someone approaches that, and they actually have like some sort of emotional issue, right? And they look at it as like, oh, I can achieve internal, enlightenment, or like, oh, all right. And so then they go on this seeking journey on as a coping mechanism with the fact that they can't deal with what the fuck is happening to them at that moment. So they then create this chasing something, which is like the paradox is that it creates this, how to say, as a coping mechanism, like it becomes like a pill. Some people go to the pub and down some beer, you know what I'm saying? And some people do yoga. You see? They both are just using that as a coping mechanism. So that's obviously, not the way to do it, because even with the New Age, and they talk about like, oh, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. So somebody's listening to this, they create the fucking all this knowledge in their mind, and now they have this belief system. They just created an ego, the very thing that they were trying to get rid of, because now, well, they weren't trying to get rid of it. They just had an emotional issue, and so they built an ego as a protecting mechanism not to deal with that emotional issue. You see? And so accumulated knowledge. Oh, now I know how it all works. I'm a knowledgeable thing. And so then now you don't have to face whatever it's there. But that's a huge problem, because now you're going to have to dismantle all this fucking thing that you think you know in order to get to that very source of emotion that was there, that you created this monster, the spiritual persona monster. It's just being fake ass nigga. That's all. But there's also, of course, there's an authentic side of it, right? So it's almost like you can watch these people. They really are not, they're like watching kids drinking tea from the cup that doesn't have any tea. That's what it is, and they're convinced that there's tea in those cups, but it's empty. And so that's why they use like all this knowledge. Oh, I'm knowledgeable at this, knowledgeable at that, and that's how it all works. But there's no actual process that is taking place inside of them. It's just all mind. Okay, but there's something that is actually going on. Okay, and my theory is that whatever is going on, you cannot evoke it, provoke it. Like some people don't fucking face life, so then they go and just like, oh, I need to awaken my kundalini. It's like, first of all, calm the fuck down, just face the shit that is happening with you, and so then they trying to seek that solution, that's all coming from the ego, and they create these different practices, and they think that they're making a progress, but they just creating a monster. But okay, let's talk about another side of it. And another side of it is that everything is actually quite more simple. That indeed you go through life and you may not need to know anything about fucking yoga, nothing. You're just enjoying your life and everything is great. But then suddenly you come to the point where something starts happening to you seemingly without any kind of cause. Now, of course, the mind can blame things and say like, oh, it's the people, it's this. But really something is beginning to happen inside of you, like on a deeper emotional level. And it's time for you to, sorry, I'm gonna get some on the back seat of a Hummer. no mosquito spray. I don't have a lot of daylight, so I gotta keep it short. Anyway, where was I? Right, yeah. So when something is actually happening to you, right? Now, when it's happening to you, it may be something quite powerful. And then in that moment, not to lose your shit, you may need to know, few exercises about breathing, how to keep your shit together through that transition. You see? Not to lose your marbles and become psychotic. You may need to know a few things about focusing and on whatever is going on with you, and so you can call it meditation or whatever. But it's almost like, when a woman is giving birth, that powerful process, it helps to know a thing or two about breathing. But you need that during the process. After baby is delivered, you don't see a woman going and doing the breath work and trying to get somewhere. This is like going from one side of the river to another and carrying the raft with you, or carrying the raft even though you're not really on the river, you're just carrying the raft like a muppet. So without clowning around and being authentic, we can see that there is use for all this knowledge, but all this knowledge was written down and only useful to cope and to handle the transition that is already happening to you. Nobody's causing it, and just the Father Time. That's what's causing it. The good old Father Time is causing it. Okay? And then once it's done, once you've gone through this transition, you don't need it. Right? You don't say like, oh, I gotta keep on doing this. No. You're going through the transition. It pays to know a few things of how to handle it. And then when it's done, it's done. And that's all there is to it. And then you don't even need to have like maps of chakras and shit like that. When it's happening to you, you'll know. You know? You can draw your own little map. So, and we all have these transitions. We all have these transitions. And we're somewhere like these, we don't really differ that much from plants. We think that we do, but the processes that are happening, it's everything to do with time. You cannot, if the flower is growing, you cannot pull it up or accelerate the growth. And at the same time, you cannot slow it down. It is just happening. The only thing you can do is just water it, fertilize it. And that's where these practices come in. Okay? And then once the transition is over, it's done, you go back to doing whatever you're doing. Perhaps now you want to do something different with your life, but still you just do whatever you want to do with your life. The yoga never becomes your life. New Age never becomes your life. You see what I mean? Like these religions never becomes your life. But sometimes people make this into, oh, that's my life now. No, you probably just, want to, at that stage of life, I don't know, maybe you just want to be a musician or architect or whatever, what the fuck you want to be, But no, you are denying that what's happening in your life, and you are coping because you don't want to face your life. So you created this alternative fucking reality where you made yoga to be your life. You see, this is nonsense. Yoga can never be your life. It's just something that you do to cope with the transition, and you drop it. You see, whether you agree or not, that's what's really going on. If you have a little bit, as I say, two neurons connected, you will see that that is so, if you keep it on an authentic level. And so nobody needs to become a clown. Everybody can just be what they want to be. And almost like yoga is something like behind the scenes in a movie set. The movie is your life. Yes, you got to do a few things behind the scenes too, but that's not the point of your life. It's the movie, not the behind the scenes. But when you make behind the scenes a movie, that's when you fucked up. Anyway, that's my short little message. Sorry about getting dark on me so fast. But is there anything else I want to add to this? Yeah. Everything has a purpose. The chicken, the monkey, and the circus. But you don't become a clown, you see? Because you don't need to become a clown. Because there is seemingly the character that is being played, which is your authentic character. And then there's also other characters that you may choose to play that are more like masks to deny the authentic character that you already are. And guess what? That authentic character that you already are, it probably takes the most guts to be. And it may not be, it may have lots of challenges, but that's who you are already. And that is the most rewarding character to play, because you already chose to play that character. Of course, you can put on the mask and pretend to be somebody else, or act like somebody else for whatever the fucking agenda and the motivations and reasons, but you're being a clown. You see? It's just so you either being your own true self or a clown. Again, it's just always two directions in life: the authentic one and the payaso one. All right, that's enough, because all you can see is my eyes now. Take care. Bye.